Wait, did that actually just happen? Did from season 4 episode 2 just confirm that this town is literally punishing people for learning the truth? Because if that's the case, we're not just dealing with monsters anymore. We're dealing with something way worse. Episode 2 just took us from stressed out to completely losing our minds. Seriously, I need a second to process this. Jim? Smiley? The yellow suit man? Hey, everyone, welcome back. Today we are diving deep, and I mean caves under the town deep, into the absolute madness that was season 4, episode 2. We've got some massive theories to talk about, specifically involving a certain lake of tears and the possibility that our favorite characters are literally stuck in a reincarnation loop. If you're not caught up, what are you doing? Spoilers ahead. Let's get into it.
Go back inside.
I can't.
We need to get back inside.
In there, please.
The Sophia problem. Okay, let's start with the elephant in the room, or should I say the monster in the infirmary, Sophia. Or, as we know her, the yellow suit man putting on his best innocent daughter performance. The episode kicks off with Kenny finding Sophia wandering around outside at night. Now we know the rules. You go outside at night, you're basically an appetizer. But Sophia doesn't care. Why would she? She's the one pulling the strings. Kenny drags her back inside, totally oblivious to the fact that he's scolding the literal devil. But here's where it gets chilling. Marielle finds the pastor dead in his bed. No blood, no guts. No standard township mauling, just gone. It looks like Sophia can now kill people just by touching their chest. That is a huge game changer, right? Usually, the monsters are these loud, terrifying, physical threats. But this is quiet. This is the person sitting next to you might stop your heart at any moment kind of scary. And why did she step outside? Was she trying to bait Kenny? Honestly, I think she's playing a much longer game. She tells us she loves the loop. She's not here for a slasher flick. She's here for a prestige drama. She wants the suffering to be episodic. She's a storyteller who loves a slow burn. And honestly, she's a bit of a sadist. She wants to watch the town tear itself apart from the inside before she ever lifts a finger to finish the job.
And I will tell everyone that you killed Tilly.
Boyd's desperate cover-up. While Sophia is busy being creepy, Boyd is out here trying to keep the lid on a pressure cooker that's already exploding. He catches Elgin and basically gives him a stay quiet or else ultimatum. Think about it from Boyd's perspective. If the town finds out that Smiley, the one monster they actually managed to kill, is back as Fatima's baby, and that a creepy woman in a kimono helped bring it back, absolute chaos. People aren't just going to be scared. They're going to give up. Boyd tells Elgin to lie about his injuries. He even threatens to frame Elgin for Tilly's death if he talks. It's a dark move for Boyd, but you can feel his desperation. He's losing his grip. He's seeing the same monsters over and over, and he's starting to realize that maybe there really is no exit. But Elgin hits him with a truth bomb. The truth has a habit of coming out, and boy, is he right. You can't hide a monster baby forever. Boyd, it's going to cry eventually, and I don't think it's going to want formula. The barn, the bag, and the tragedy of Jim. Now, we have to talk about the most heartbreaking part of the episode. Tabitha sees a bloody bag hanging from the motel sign and her heart just drops. We all thought it. We all thought, please, don't let it be Jim. And for a second, the show gives us a tiny bit of mercy. Boyd and Jade open the bag and it's just goat heads. Disgusting? Yes. Better than a dead husband? Also yes. But that relief lasts all of 10 seconds before Julie's scream echoes across the town. They found him in the barn, and it wasn't pretty. The creatures hollowed him out and left a message on the wall. Knowledge comes ATA cost. Let that sink in for a minute. This wasn't just a random kill. This was a message. Jim was digging too deep. He was looking for answers, trying to find the signal, trying to understand the why of the township. And the township answered back. It feels like Sophia's handiwork, doesn't it? The way the bag was a distraction to lure the kids to the actual body, it's psychological warfare. They didn't just want to kill Jim, they wanted to destroy the family. And seeing Tabitha collapse, man, that hit hard. It's a reminder that in this show, hope is usually just a setup for a punch to the gut.
And over again. And cooey.
The reincarnation theory, wait, what? While everyone is grieving, Jade is doing what Jade does best, obsessing over patterns. He sits Boyd down in his mad scientist chambers and drops a massive theory. He thinks they are stuck in a reincarnation time loop. Basically, the same story plays out over and over again in the township. The roles stay the same, but the faces change as people die and are reborn into the cycle. Jade thinks that because he, Tabitha, and Jim started figuring out who they were in the narrative, the township had to prune them. Jim knew too much, so Jim had to go. Surprisingly, Boyd doesn't call him crazy. He remembers Sarah's brother, Nathan, saying that looking for answers always leads to catastrophe, but Boyd is done playing defense. He tells Jade to keep digging. It's like they're saying, fine, if knowledge costs lives, let's see how much we can buy before we're all dead. It's a dangerous game, but at this point, what else do they have?
No!
Julie's trip through time. While the adults are theorizing, Julie is taking matters into her own hands. She goes to Randall, who is surprisingly being a decent human being for once, and asks him to watch her body while she story walks through the stone arches. This scene was intense. She ends up back in the forest, watching the night they first arrived in the RV. She sees a past version of Jim, Boyd, and Donna. She tries to scream, to warn Jim about the yellow suit man, but she's just a ghost in a memory. Then, one of the creatures grabs her in the vision. If Randall hadn't pulled her out, would she have died in the past? Or would she have just become another wandering soul? It makes you wonder, why that specific moment? Is it because Randall was there? Or is the loop pulling her back to the beginning because the end is getting closer? It's like the township is a record player and the needle keeps skipping back to the same scratchy song.
Lake of Tears?
The Lake of Tears. Okay, we have to talk about the ending because my brain is still spinning. Ethan, bless his heart, is having a full-on meltdown. He blames Tabitha for Jim's death, which is just brutal. He runs off to the old RV, the place where it all started. And who is sitting there? Jim. Not hollowed out Jim. Just Jim. He looks real. He feels real. He gives Ethan a hug. Now, is this a ghost? An apparition? Or is this the reincarnation thing Jade was talking about? Jim gives Ethan a mission. Find the Lake of Tears. As soon as Tabitha shows up, Jim vanishes. Classic. But this Lake of Tears mention is huge. If we look at the lore Ethan has been obsessed with, the drawings, the dreams, it all points to this. In a lot of mythologies, a lake or a river is the boundary between the living and the dead. Think of the river Styx in Greek myth. If this township is a purgatory or a loop, the Lake of Tears might be the exit, or it might be the source of all the sorrow that powers this place. Ethan had a dream about a lake way back in season 1, where he saw Victor's room. Does this mean Ethan and Victor are connected? Is Ethan the new Victor in this loop? It's also interesting that Jim tells Ethan he needs to man up and protect the family. It's like Jim knows he's gone, but he's trying to pass the torch. If the Lake of Tears is the key, then the kids are the ones who are going to have to find it, because the adults are way too caught up in the day-to-day survival.
Do you understand that? No, okay? There's a way.
Aosta's breaking point. And finally, we have to mention the ambulance chase. Aosta finally snapped. She tried to drive out of town, which we all know is like trying to walk to the horizon. You just end up back where you started. Christy tries to talk her down, but eventually she has to force the ambulance onto the spike strips. Boyd arrests Aosta, and honestly, can you blame her for losing it? She's a cop who's used to order and logic, and she's trapped in a place that is neither. It just goes to show that in the township, panic is just as dangerous as the monster. Now she's in isolation, and I'm curious to see if she'll actually start listening to the crazy people, or if she'll just rot in that cell.
Worry. I saw Dad. He was right here.
Our nerdy thoughts. So, where does this leave us for episode 3? We have a shape-shifting devil named Sophia wandering the streets. We have a reincarnated smiley baby that is definitely going to be a nightmare. We have Jade and Boyd chasing a reincarnation theory that sounds insane, but probably isn't. And most importantly, we have the quest for the Lake of Tears. Is Jim really talking to Ethan, or is the township just using his image to lure Ethan into a trap? And if knowledge comes at a cost, what is it going to cost Ethan to find that lake? What do you guys think? Is Sophia actually the one behind Jim's death? And what exactly is the Lake of Tears? Is it a portal, or just another place to die? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below. I seriously need to read them to stay sane. If you enjoyed this breakdown, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you want to stay updated on all things From, make sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. We're going to be here every week dissecting the madness. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Stay safe, stay inside after dark, and I'll see you in the next one.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.